This is Channel 2 News at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ernie Anastos.
And I'm Dana Tyler.
Well, tonight, you're about to see why so many people say that guns are out of control in this country.
Just 6 hours ago, the House passed the historic Brady bill to require a 5-day waiting period on handguns. But tonight, it took us no time at all to find a teenager with a gun and police who wonder if anything can be done to help stop more faces from being added to the long list of violent crime victims in our area. Channel 2's Pat Battle joins us live from Newark with the story. Pat?
Well, Dana, we're outside the University of Medicine and Dentistry here in Newark, New Jersey, outside the trauma unit where doctors treat an average of 10 gunshot wounds a week, and where that ambulance behind me has just brought in the first victim tonight. And this in a state which has some of the toughest gun laws in the country, including a ban on assault weapons and a waiting period. Tonight, we talked to some of the people who are set to enforce those laws and some of the people who break them about the potential impact of the Brady bill. Can you tell me where you got it, how you got that gun?
Off the street.
You didn't go in any gun shopping by it?
Nope.
Have you used it?
Nope.
But you feel you got to carry it?
Yep.
Why?
Cause I told you. Stick up kids and stuff.
This .45 automatic is in the hands of a 17-year-old. He says he carries it for protection. Hot dog vendor George Young Sr. is sometimes on these streets till 4 in the morning. He says he carried a .25 automatic for the same reason, protection. That was until Newark police arrested him and confiscated the gun last week. But he says if he wanted another one, it wouldn't be hard to get.
We don't have gun shops to get our guns. We just get our guns. You know, we have people, they leave out of the city, come back, load it, sell the guns. Not expensive at all.
And easy to get.
Very easy.
And sell them to anybody.
Anybody. A 7-year-old child can carry a gun.
Sometimes you roll up on somebody, and whereas, you know, maybe years ago I would have got out without my gun in my hand, now at the very least I have my hand on my gun or, you know, at my side. You have to really watch your butt out here.
Yeah.
Because you know, a lot of these kids, they're 16 years old, they're 15 years old. They're the ones with the weapons.
In a city like Newark, cops confiscate 60 or 70 guns off the streets every month. So what difference can the Brady bill make here?
I don't think it's going to stop anything, but it's certainly going to help. A good gun control, good gun laws, as well as New York City, but they go into Virginia, load the trunk up and come back and just do business on the street.
Right.
And this is why the Brady bill, I think, will be helpful.
Now, it took 8 years to get the Brady bill this far, and it still faces an uphill battle in the Senate, where it's headed now. I'm Pat Battle reporting live from Newark. Let's go back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Pat. A New Jersey businessman is charged tonight with ordering a deadly hit on a man who owed him some money. Federal authorities say that Richard Balter of Upper Saddle River paid a hitman $10,000 to gun down Richard Cohen near his Bronx factory last April. Cohen owed Balter $600,000 and agreed to take out a life insurance policy payable to Balter to secure the debt.
The shockwaves are still being felt tonight from a stunning verdict in the case of John Wayne Bobbitt, the Virginia man whose wife accused him of rape and cut off his penis. Bobbitt was acquitted today of marital rape.
I'm relieved that this is all over, and I'm thankful for the jury, and they believed me, and I just want to get on with my life, and you know, because I got a lot of healing to do.
His wife, 24-year-old Lorena Bobbitt, was not in court when the verdict was read. She's facing a trial herself for cutting John, even though she says she only did it because he attacked her. Today, it seemed everyone had an opinion on the verdict.
He probably was guilty, but she had no right in doing what she did.
They had no proof. You know, I mean, if you go to the police, you don't take an action like that.
Any woman that needed to cut off a man's penis must have had a reason for doing it.
John Bobbitt's legal troubles may not be over yet. Today, a woman from Buffalo filed a paternity suit against him. Ernie?
And another sensational sex case may soon go to a grand jury. This one involves a Long Island wife accused of seducing her daughter's teenage boyfriend and a husband who allegedly caught the whole thing on videotape. Police say this woman, 42-year-old Marion Frankson, seduced her 16-year-old daughter's boyfriend in the back seat of the family car. Her husband, 42-year-old William Frankson, sat in the front seat and captured it all on home videotape. Tonight, William's sister tells Channel 2 the family is outraged over the incident and has thrown the couple out of the house.
All I can say is that they're no longer here. Nobody in this house knew, even though we were all family, did not know anything about this.
Why are they not here anymore?
Would you want someone who did something like that living in your house?
Police say the 16-year-old is an 11th grader at Farmingdale High School. They say that they were tipped off to the alleged escapades after the boy bragged about them to his schoolmates. Meanwhile, Marion's lawyer tonight says that she is innocent and adds, quote, "My client's condition is rather fragile. She is not culpable. If anyone was victimized and exploited, it was Marion Frankson by other parties." The couple has pleaded not guilty to charges of sodomy and endangering the welfare of a child. They are free tonight on $1,500 bail.
Was big money spent to keep blacks and Democrats from voting in New Jersey's governor's race? Yesterday, Christie Whitman's campaign manager boasted the practice was used. Today, he's retracting his comments, but it may be too late. Top Democrats and black ministers are calling for an investigation. Whitman quickly called a news conference today to say the statements are a flat-out lie. She said she can account for every penny spent in her campaign, and she can show that Ed Rollins' claims were untrue. New Jersey's Black Ministers Council is demanding an apology. They say they know of no ministers who accepted bribes to influence the election.
And tonight, President Clinton says that looking back on the election, if payoffs were made to keep blacks from voting, it's, quote, terribly wrong. Well, the president was also looking ahead to tomorrow and Veterans Day. Today, he established a memorial to the women who served in Vietnam. Tomorrow, a statue dedicated to those women will be unveiled on the mall. Dana?
And on this night before Veterans Day, a setback to thousands of Gulf War veterans suffering from a mystery illness. The Pentagon today announced that the illness was not caused by chemical weapons. Even so, officials admit for the first time trace amounts of chemical agents were found in the Gulf. Defense Secretary Les Aspin says he has ordered a new search for a cause.
And an investigation is underway after a bus filled with American tourists crashed on a rain-slicked highway in Britain. 9 Americans, including 2 Connecticut women, were killed. 30 other people were injured. The bus was taking a group of Americans to the famous Canterbury Cathedral when it spun out of control and down an embankment in Faversham, England.
We're going to be right back to tell you about double trouble on the highways here. First, how a nationwide trucker strike could leave your Thanksgiving table looking a little bare.
Plus, with all the road construction, we'll show you how some shortcuts will help you beat the system. And then the show that can't be beat will take you to 60 Minutes Silver Anniversary Party, where you know everybody on the guest list, and you certainly know Storm Field. Here he is.
Ta-da.
Ta-da! And a beautiful day today. Do we have more in the forecast? I think you can look forward to some lovely weather ahead. I'll have all the details. I hope when we come back.
Channel 2 News, sponsored by Mitsubishi.
When you choose a family car, you put all your eggs in one basket. So, when it came to safety engineering, from standard dual airbags to side impact protection, Mitsubishi did the same thing. Introducing the all-new 1994 Mitsubishi Galant with some of the most comprehensive safety engineering of any car in its class.
Special leases on the all-new Galant S start at just $199 a month with only $1,000 down.
Lipton introduces teas so relaxing, we call them Lipton Soothing Moments. Uniquely blended herbal and flavored teas like cinnamon apple and orange and spice. Lipton Soothing Moments. Change the way you see the world, if only for a moment.
How does this sound? The 94 Cutlass Sierra Special Edition for just $13,995. Or just $235 a month smart lease for 36 months. It comes with a driver's side airbag, anti-lock brakes, automatic transmission, AC, and more. For the best deals, see your good olds guy now.
Some suppliers are warning of a shortage of fruits and vegetables if independent truckers carry through on a threat to go on strike tomorrow. Tonight, the Hunts Point Terminal in the Bronx got what would be some of its last shipments of produce if truckers strike to protest gasoline taxes. Officials say a strike could drive up produce prices as well as create a shortage as Thanksgiving gets closer.
Well, Dana, the gas tax is just one problem driving commuters mad. What really gets drivers in our area It's traffic, the bumper-to-bumper blues. But there are always ways out. Just to know how to do it is very important. So tonight, our Jennifer McLogan is live on the Northern State Parkway with more of her special report, Highway to Hell. Hello, Jennifer.
Ernie, good evening. We're on the Northern State Parkway in Westbury, headed into the Wantagh and Meadowbrook parkways, where more agonies are in store for commuters. Tonight, we're learning more about a brand new state plan to help unclog the area, to expand it from 2 lanes to 6. The construction project would take 3 years to complete. 6 bridges would have to be torn down and rebuilt. To make matters worse, the LIE immediately east of here is also scheduled for construction during that time. Are commuters to continue to grin and bear it? Ah, the pleasures of commuting by car. Good gas mileage, relaxing atmosphere, but most of all, the thrill of the open road. And who, after all that, doesn't want to slide behind a desk and get down to work?
For me personally, I'd rather even be going backwards and in the wrong direction than to be standing still, which makes me insane.
Enter Joshua Isaacson. Upon graduating from Columbia University, he says he got stuck in a traffic jam and has never gotten out. While stalled, he's had a lot of time to think and experiment.
I thought to myself, well, you know, I have these tricks for Fort Lee, New Jersey, and Weehawken, and for the Throgs Neck and the Whitestone Bridges and for the tunnels, and I figured there have to be thousands and thousands of people who don't know and would be very happy to have such information.
So Isaacson wrote this homemade guide to roads in the metro area and published it himself. Little secrets and inside tips on how not to drive yourself crazy.
Most roads have parallel alternates that are not difficult to find. In New Jersey, for example, Route 46 and Interstate 80. In Westchester County, 287 and Route 119. In Long Island, for example, it seems to me that people ignore the service road, which could conceivably save them a lot of time when the expressway itself is not moving. And then I thought, well, maybe Long Islanders have been so beaten into submission with accepting traffic and crawling along that they just don't bother trying to use it.
We spent some time following Josh in his little white car and his unusual little maps and found that the alternates can take 20 minutes out of a stalled commute. We started with a notorious bottleneck along the Northern State, approaching the Wantagh and Meadowbrook exchange, where the road suddenly goes from 4 lanes to 2. Forget it. Isaacson gets off at exit 30, right onto IU Willits Road, right onto Old Westbury Road, left to Jericho Turnpike, right to Post Avenue, where we rejoin the Northern State. I don't know what all the people in Old Westbury are going to think of this.
They're going to hate me. And I'm looking forward to being notorious.
How about Bergen County, the infamous jam where routes 4 and 17 intersect? You're crawling west, exit Route 4 at the service road, to Bogart, to Howland, to Spring Valley, to Century, and ahead to Route 208, or exit north to 17. In the Bronx, you're on the Major Deegan, and so is everybody else during rush hour. Get off exit 5 on 155th, bypass Yankee Stadium, north on University, right on 170th, left on Plimpton, left on Grant, over the 181st Street Bridge, and you're on your way to the GW, or north to the Cross Bronx Expressway. Don't you think, though, most people are going to be chicken to try this if they're not familiar?
Some people are. Some people will say, the typically cynical New Yorkers will say, there's nothing you can do about traffic and we're just going to suffer and however long it takes, it takes. The reality is there are options.
Options such as trying to drive around the simultaneous roadwork, as Josh does, or commuters might want to take their gripes to City Hall and the State House and demand some changes. Innovations and incentives. Incentives for workers to try to get the jobs done quickly. Innovations in the kinds of rebuilding being done so that New York won't have to be repaired as often. Because as you know, Dana and Ernie, there just seems to be no let-up for commuters.
Absolutely. We'll need a brochure of some kind, of a manual, I guess, to keep track of where to go and where not to go, huh?
That's true.
All right, Jennifer, thank you. Very interesting report tonight. All right, let's stay with the traveling idea. Still ahead tonight, why soon you won't have to drive all the way to Florida to visit a Disney amusement park.
Plus, Joseph jazzes up Broadway. It's opening night. And Dennis is back with a revival of Andrew Lloyd Webber's show next.
Just give me a number instead of my name. Forget.
Can we sell 7,000 Toyotas in 7 days? It's not an impossible goal when Toyota dealers accept the challenge. Special factory shipments make big savings possible this week only. Get low financing, no down payments, and no payments till next year. Huge factory incentives. Great deals on all Toyota cars and trucks, like this low Corolla lease payment. Now get a new Corolla at our lowest monthly lease payment of the year. But hurry, time is limited. It's Toyota's Factory Challenge, on now at your Toyota dealer.
Is this thing on?
We're the Spin Doctors. And you're listening to Z100.
Z100? Yeah!
Z100 is playing today's best music.
Right now, like you too.
Rod Stewart. R.E.M.
Spin Doctors.
Very cool music.
Really? I never hear a bad song.
What does Mr. Leonard really look like?
Z100 means today's best music.
Nobody else plays stuff like this.
Only ShopRite saves me money in so many ways.
Every day is savings day at ShopRite.
I wouldn't shop anywhere else.
We save more money in more ways.
This week, rib cuts, uncut pork chops or roast, half price, $1.99 a pound. Encore frozen casseroles, half price. Sara Lee pies, half price, $1.99. And save $4 for Walt Disney's World on Ice Aladdin with ShopRite's discount coupon.
Now those are great prices.
We save you money.
Why go anywhere else?
ShopRite does it right.
Yeah, I'll marry you.
Wonderful. I'm calling everybody in France.
Only, I'm an AT&T. I pay the highest first minute and additional minute rates 7 a.m., 1 p.m. 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. is a little better. I have to wait until after 6 for the real discount.
Why wait? MCI has a new way you can call anytime. Now we give you low fixed rates 24 hours a day, plus the lowest priced international calls to any 2 numbers.
You know, since I've had all this time to think.
For the easiest way to save on international calls, join friends around the world anytime.
Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to Bakersville?
Sure. Take 23 north to M34 east to I-14 south, and you're there.
Thanks.
You bet.
Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to Bakersville?
Head right over those mountains.
Thanks.
Well, as we mentioned, tomorrow is Veterans Day, and that means that it will not be business as usual here in our area. All federal, state, and local government offices will be closed. Post offices and courts will be shut down. In New York City, alternate side of the street parking rules will be suspended, but all city and private buses and commuter trains will run on regular weekend or weekday schedules.
Soon you may not have to go to Florida to visit Disney World. Disney will announce plans tomorrow to build a history theme park near a Civil War battlefield in Manassas, Virginia. Today, the Euro Disney theme park near Paris announced it lost $900 million in its first year of business. Euro Disney has cut prices to try to draw more visitors.
And Andrew Lloyd Webber, I got to straighten this thing out tonight. Maybe it'll work right now. Andrew Lloyd Webber's hoping to draw on his magic touch with his revival of Joseph and the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Well, this was opening night for the show, which stars soap star Michael Damian, and our own entertainment editor Dennis Cunningham has his coat on. He's ready to tell us what he thinks. Dennis,
Thank you very much. Yes, not so colorful, but here it is. Joseph and the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, as written and as presented 10 years ago on Broadway, was a small, delightful, charming musical diversion. I'm telling you this because the current Broadway production is a garish and tasteless one in which all traces of charm are neatly dispatched. But honestly, Joseph was written originally by Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice as a small Easter amusement for a British boys' school. Right now, it looks like a Broadway musical, especially for people who would really rather be in Las Vegas.
Now, how is this, you ask, the Bible story of Joseph, the youngest of Jacob's 12 sons, sold into slavery in Egypt by his brothers? Well, it hardly is anymore, though frankly, the modern musical styles are intentional, meant to be amusing, and include an Elvis-like Pharaoh.
Are you having a good time?
Well, no, we're not. You see, as staged by Stephen Pimlott, what requires the lightest of touches is pounded into servile submission. And then, as Joseph, there's soap star Michael Damian.
I do not matter. I'm only one person.
Mr. Damian can neither act nor sing. He is merely one well-toned body and a smile. And he is strongly advised, quite literally, not to quit his day job. Appropriately, the play ends with a most garish sequence. It may simply be the world's longest curtain call, though it looks more like Richard Simmons entertaining after hours at Siegfried and Roy's.
Yes, that's disco and aerobics. I want to make special mention of a children's choir made up of 50 kids from the New York area who are on stage for nearly the entire show. I mention them because they're the only touch of genuine humanity and evidence. They make a wonderful sound, too. And they drown out one certain singer who requires drowning out.
Now, Dennis,
Yes?
Michael Damian's on Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
His character, Danny, has really gone to New York to be in this show.
He'll be right back.
Meanwhile, he's going to be back with his wife, Cricket, to catch
What town does this take place in? Do you know?
Genoa City or something like that.
I've never seen it.
Okay, well.
He'll be back in Genoa City, I think.
Thanks.
No, I'm sure he's charming on the soap.
We're going to carry this on a little while. How's that? All right, thank you, Dennis. Storm Field is coming up next to look up the stars and tell us if we're going to see the sun in the sky tomorrow.
Also, I'm going to take you to a star-studded soiree to honor the silver anniversary of America's favorite show, 60 Minutes. Stay with us.
Tonight,
Look, it's Mary Tyler Moore. Look!
Dave snuggles up with Mary Tyler Moore.
As far as I'm concerned, I won the debate. Thank you.
Of luxury automobile, created to a higher standard. So responsive, its advanced V8 Northstar system makes passing and merging virtually effortless. And so spacious, it accommodates 6 passengers in complete comfort. It is a combination of qualities you've never seen before. Yet a single drive will make you wonder why you ever settled for less. Introducing the all-new DeVille Concours by Cadillac, creating a higher standard.
Your gift with any $37 Eternity purchase at Macy's.
Channel 2 News Weather Report, sponsored by Air France.
It's about time. And making the most of it. When was the last time you broke the sound barrier on your way to work? Now for American Express card members, business fast. Fly the Concorde for the price of business class. Only on Air France.
It's become a habit on Sunday nights. Americans turn on their TV sets and tune into 60 Minutes. Now, 60 Minutes is celebrating 25 years on the air, and what a celebration. It was a grand gala party for the granddaddy of TV news programs. And what better place to celebrate in traditional New York style than the Metropolitan Museum of Art?
It's a combination of memory lane and like walking through a great museum, which it is.
It is a fabulous night and so well deserved.
All of the celebration, all the accolades for a program that 25 years ago was a real shot in the dark.
25 years. I thought we'd be lucky to make 25 weeks.
This has been a high-quality program for a quarter of a century now.
And throughout those years, 60 Minutes shined with investigative, hardcore reporting. 2,300 reports that many say have left a permanent mark on the world. And don't forget the profiles on real people. While 60 Minutes meant intimidation to some, to others it was a real thrill.
While you're doing it and you're having that much fun, you don't think, oh my gosh, I'm on 60 Minutes. It's later. And
while it was a night to honor and to look back on the achievements, the show's producer was looking to the future, to the next quarter century.
25 years now, I'll be 96. I know I'll still be here. Mike will be 100. He'll still be here. After that, we'll leave it to the youngsters.
Oh, you can see a special 2-hour salute to 60 Minutes this Sunday night at 7 o'clock, same time, but it's 2 hours, right here on CBS.
What a nice celebration.
Beautiful
TV's
event.
finest hour. Congratulations to everyone. You've got 60 seconds to do the weather. How's that?
Yeah, I think actually they've already cut that, even less.
I think so.
25 years of 60 seconds. Here's what we've got outside right now. A beautiful evening. Temperatures are at 48 degrees, humidity 50%, and the wind is calm. Our high today, 58 degrees, which is a couple of degrees above normal. Very, very nice day. Overnight tonight, we expect the readings to be dropping down to about 40 here in the city and a little bit cooler as you move north and west of the city. Readings pretty much running somewhere in the 30s range as you move across the suburbs, both east and south. All right, what can we be looking forward to? The satellite picture this evening really is showing some changes coming towards us, and those changes really are not very extreme. We've got a little bit of a wedge of cooler air that's drifting down in this direction. As it does, it'll slide across to the east, little short waves of activity are moving away to the northeast away from us. So as a result, most of the cloud action is moving away to our north, which means we should stay with some sunshine, although the temperatures will stay around the mid-50s range over the next couple of days. The other change that's coming away, and not a great one in terms of those who are going to be running the marathon, not the kind of news they want to hear, is that some milder air seems to be making its way towards us for this weekend, which means the temperatures are going to be going up. We will have some sunshine, but it is going to be quite mild for this time of year. And to think that the organizers of the marathon set it back a couple of extra weeks just so they could record extra cooler temperatures, which helped the marathoners run a little bit better. So here's how it shapes up. Thursday and Friday, temperatures in the mid-50s range. Normal this time of year is 57, getting up close to 60 degrees, maybe even a little bit warmer on Sunday, and staying mild right on through the beginning of next week.
Not bad at all.
Not for us.
All right, thanks, Storm. Still ahead tonight, trying to keep the streaks alive.
The Rangers and the Knicks in action. Rock Road is here with all the scores and the sports next.
In the 80s, a lot of companies invested their pension funds in questionable real estate. Unfortunately, that's life. In the 80s, we invested most of our pension funds in investment-grade bonds. That's New York Life. New York Life, the company you keep.
He was a child convicted of a sexual offense.
I knew I was going to get locked up. That was really scaring me hard.
But if you think his crime is shocking, wait till you see The Cure.
The therapy is very much a Clockwork Orange type of thing.
Channel 2 News uncovers New York's secret treatment that may be turning young sex offenders into victims.
It is likely to be quite harmful and long-term harmful.
Is it a form of therapy or an act of cruelty?
If I had a gun in my hand, I would have blown my brains out after I had done it.
The Clockwork Cure, Thursday at 11 on Channel 2 News.
Channel 11 News at 10.